Hey guys, what is up? So today we're diving into Cathrine McBroom's, her trauma that she experienced. Yeah, I had to watch this video twice because the first time I was like, what? I don't get it. So anyways, let's get right into it. The video starts to where she's in her car. She's talking about how she disabled the comments because she really wanted us to pay attention to what she was saying. Basically, that's what she said. 2, she talks about her past life regression. I will put it on the screen. It's basically where a therapist puts you in like a deep meditative state so you can recall either your past memories or your past lives. Now, I don't do this type of stuff. I don't believe in this type of stuff, but Cathrine does. So she starts to talk about her past life regression because she's been going through a lot. She says she's just been experiencing so many things and she's just been struggling mentally. Cathrine even goes on to say that at 30 years old, she experienced her first anxiety attack and that this happened because of her past life regression. This happened because of a trauma that she remembered when she was like 4 years old. Cathrine even goes on to say that the only reason why she remembers this trauma that happened when she was 4 years old is because of her past life regression. Now, I would say the most annoying thing about this video, which is why I had to watch it again, is because just when Cathrine is about to tell us something interesting, she like cuts it, edits it out, or whatever, and talks about something else. She becomes extremely vague. And what I mean by this is that when she had that past life regression, that therapy appointment, she starts to bring up and tells us about the ocean, how she was always scared of the ocean. I mean, she'd go jet skiing, but she was always scared of it. She wouldn't even eat seafood until her mid-20s, right? And she was telling us that in her past life, she was basically the Little Mermaid. I mean, she was in the ocean. She was a royalty. Her dad was a royalty. She's always wanted to leave, felt trapped in the ocean. Basically, literally a movie from the Little Mermaid. That's who she was, a mermaid. Cathrine goes, the reason why she was scared of the ocean was because in that life, she had a trauma with the ocean. I mean, I know this sounds so stupid. It really does to me, but you know what? If you believe in this stuff, I can see how it may become traumatizing. I could see that, but I just don't believe in it. And then as I explained earlier, the reason why she was scared of the ocean is because she always felt stuck there, like she couldn't leave because of, Austin was her husband in this past life and all of her kids were her kids in this past life. I mean, the whole thing just sounds, like I said, crazy to me, but to each their own. Okay, so now we're at 18 minutes after this video. So then she starts talking about after that past life regression appointment, she realized her takeaway from this was that she needs to slow things down more. She's always on the go constantly, and she needs to make more time for herself. Cathrine goes on to say that after her past life regression, she also started to feel like nauseous and felt kind of like depressed, and she just felt like, like anxiety. She had anxiety, right? And she goes on to say that there was one night to where she was lying on her bed and she just started crying like crazy, and that Austin came in the room and like held her for 10 minutes and telling her, like, basically trying to calm her down. So I thought that was kind of sweet, only because a lot of people, they say all these horrible things about the Ace family. So it was nice to know that this was not filmed and that this is just Cathrine telling us that her husband was there to basically support her when she was, emotional and when she needed him. So that was nice to know that Austin is not a complete douchebag. Cathrine tells us that the reason why this all took place is because things weren't going right with her Shopify launch, her relaunch of her skincare line, whatever. I didn't really get into that scandal, didn't really care about it, but something along the line happened with her relaunch of the website, whatever, with Shopify, and so it crashed. She couldn't get into the website, and so all of this stuff was just eating at her, and she couldn't take it anymore, and she was having her first anxiety attack at age 30. So then Austin, just to, make her feel somewhat better, gave her a girls' trip. Basically spent money to give her like a vacation so she can just get away for a bit so her anxiety can just cool down and she can kind of just relax. So after her girls' trip, Cathrine comes back and she's still feeling stressed. And she even goes on to say that she got her first cold sore from feeling super stressed. And she told Austin one day that she needed something to calm her nerves down. So Austin got her some marijuana. some edibles, and she had like 3 strong pieces of some edibles, and she got super high, and for a moment there she was like everything felt great, she was even laughing, and then all of a sudden she was like, oh my gosh, her trauma like kept repeating herself in her head again. And like I said, guys, I think she was very vague on her trauma. I think she really didn't want to take a deep dive into her trauma. If you ask me, watching back, I felt like she experienced something that really happened to her when she was 4 years old and is like hiding behind this past life. Feel me? Because she was very vague about it, but she kept saying like her trauma of the incident that happened when she was 4 years old kept going on and on and on in her head over and over again. And she would tell Austin, hey, can you please call a doctor? Now, I don't know if a doctor came over or not because Cathrine does not state that, but I just want to let you know that when she was so high, she just like, her trauma kept repeating itself in her head. So that had to be like crazy. Now, I don't have to understand all of this other stuff to even realize how crazy that must be, that a trauma kept repeating itself over and over in your head. Feel me? Like, that's something else. Then after this moment, Cathrine backtracks again and talks about her therapy moment, the past life regression. And she talks about how she asked her highest conscious self during that therapy session, how many lives has she had? And Cathrine says that she has had 87 lives and 57 of them were with Austin. So that's interesting, if you believe in that. Now, I thought it was funny how Cathrine ended the video because she starts to really encourage us and tells us not to, you know, be fearful and not to hate on others. And she even wishes her haters well. And she talks about how, you know, you can't respond to negativity with negativity. You have to respond with everything to love because then you bring back love energy, all that jazz, right? She's like motivating us. But then at the end, she says, well, I'm a realist. So, you know, I don't know what could ever happen in the future with us and I. So I thought it was funny that she even thought to even bring that up in the video, like, hey, I am a realist, so I don't know what could happen down the line in the future. You know, I thought it was interesting that she even made that comment, if I'm just being honest. I think it's also worth noting that Cathrine also states that she's an empath. I feel like everyone thinks they're an empath after Shane Dawson says he's an empath, and how, you know, when people walk into a room, she can feel their energy. So that was like honestly the gist of this video. You know, to me, I watched this twice and I'm like, okay, so your trauma was that in your past life you didn't like the ocean, but what was more? I wanted to know really more about like what happened to you when you were really 4 years old. You know what I mean? Like I felt like she was very vague. And if you do decide to watch this video, I felt like when she would cut off, there was all these like cuts in the edits, and it was like, that's when you knew she was going to say something important but regretted sharing that with the rest of us, so she cut it out. And I really wanted to know more about that. But leave a comment below, let me know what you think. I promise you guys, this was the video. Like, I took notes, like, I'm telling you, I can't think of, this was the video. We covered everything. Yeah, we covered everything, honestly. She didn't address, she just slightly addressed her biggest relaunch scandal, but that was about it. Like, nothing too serious. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think, and I will see you soon on the next video. Bye.